David Taub here, co-creator, nextlevelguitar.com. Hope all's going well. Hope your guitar journeys are going famously. Today we're going to continue with part 2 of licks in the style of the King of the Blues, Mr. B.B. King. Be sure to tune into part 1 if you haven't already. I'll put links to that in the YouTube description box below, as well as here it is here in the cards. And in that first lesson, I talked about things that will really quickly get you into the wheelhouse of that B.B. King style, right? Like we talked about that massive vibrato that he uses by kind of not anchoring that thumb, by letting that hand loose and that thumb loose in the back. And also think like quick, like bunches of notes. And like we talked about, he's using various different scales and mixing them together, especially over a major key jam. Not just, major pentatonic. He's mixing in minor pentatonic. He's mixing in notes from the blues scale. But before we get rocking, if you could please subscribe to the channel, that would be great, because that really helps us to keep bringing the content, as well as then you'll be notified when we have new lessons and new content posted. Leave a comment below. Let us know how you like this lesson, and let us know what lessons you'd like to see going forward, what gear you'd like to see reviewed. If you like the video, please click the like button, give it a thumbs up, and thank you so much for your support. So the jam track we're playing over is basically just a basic 12-bar slow blues, E major. Chords are like E9, A9, and B9. So I'll start with a couple licks in the B.B. King box like we talked about in the last lesson, and then we'll move out of that into some other areas of the fretboard just to give you a couple other lick ideas. But here's the scale that we're building from, and this is, you can always find this B.B. box by put your first finger on the root note on the B string. So in this instance, we have this E note, which is at that 5th fret of the B string. So a piece of the scale, we're going to play this 6th interval, which is at the 6th fret of the G string, then that 5th fret B, and then that 7th fret B, that's our G sharp, but then we're going to get that G note, 8th fret B, which is our flat 3rd, so he kind of steals that from minor pentatonic. Then the A note, 4th interval, which is again stolen from minor pentatonic. That 4th is on the 5th fret, that's the A note, 5th fret, high E string, and then 7th fret high E string, the B note. So you get this. You also could add, that flat 5, that blue note too, which is at that 6th fret of the high E string. If you want to add that for some color, okay, you have that one. So here's this cool little lick. All right, so what he does a lot is he'll bend up that 7th fret, that B to the C sharp, and then he grabs that A note. See, he's grabbing those combined scales, and it's kind of quick from that 5th fret high E, kind of roll the finger back to that 5th fret B, and that's our root note, a lot of that vibrato. And then if you want to, you could add in that 6. Now, like I kind of mentioned in the first lesson too, he rakes into his notes a lot. So that's a little technique, little device you'll have to practice to get it to sound good. But basically I'm laying the palm of my hand right on the strings. And you want to get that muted sound for all of them except the one you want to ring out. In this instance, the high E. So just back the hand up. There it is. Until you get that string to ring out. It's a feel thing. You got to feel for the right place, right? But you'll get it. But the rake, that really adds in a lot of character. And he does that if you listen to his playing on almost all of his bends. He'll throw in like licks like this. Those are all raked into, but it's just a quick series of 2 notes between that root and the 6th. Let's see how I rake into that. I'm kind of getting the D, the G, and the B in on that. Hit it twice. And then just grab the 7th fret on the high E. And again, I'm raking into that. And then back to the 5th fret to the 6th fret. All with that vibrato. So here's a cool lick. Okay, so what I'm doing there is I'm bending up that 7th fret, and I do it again. So bend up again. And when you bend it, you got to kind of kill it at the top. Then I bend it up, release it, and pull off 7 to 5, and it's kind of quick. And then quickly to that 6th fret G string, and then back to our root note. And then quick, it's kind of, you gotta kind of, again, think fast groups of notes, right? Quickly, 7th fret, catch that 7th fret on the high E. Back to our root note. And you could end it on that 6th of the G string, 6th fret. Slow. A little faster. That time, throwing that vibrato. Major pentatonic scales. Let's take these. Root note, 12th fret, low E string. And then also this one with your pinky on the root note, E, 12th fret, low E string. Here's a cool one. 12 and 14 on the B, and then 12, 14 on the high E. But what I do when I go to 14 on that high E, I bend it. So you're bending that F sharp up to G sharp. And then back to our B note, 12th fret B string, with that BB vibrato. And if you would like a free video lesson on ways that you could really spice up your blues playing, easy, simple things that you could add to your playing quick, I'll tell you what, I'll send you a free video lesson and a killer ebook. Just click on that link in the YouTube description box. The lesson is packed with easy ways to spice up your soloing. The ebook has like 23 scales diagrammed out, soloing strategies, major, minor key, lessons. It's packed. It's a great 1-2 combination. I'll send it to you for free. Just click on that link below. Here's another lick. Okay, here we're bending our F sharp to the G sharp again, but I'm doing it this time at the 11th fret, and we're bending that up. And then I'm playing that 10 to 12th fret, stealing that A note from minor pentatonic. So 10, 12 on the B string, then go back to that bend again on the G string. And then you end it on that E note. We'll be resolving a lot of these licks to E, because that's that, root of the key that we're in. So here's a lick slow. You hit it a couple times. Here's a fun lick that kind of mixes major pentatonic and minor pentatonic blues scale. Sound like this. Okay, so what I'm doing there, straight down the scale, 14th fret on that. We started on the B note, on the A string, and then 11, 14. Then you do that hammer, 12 to 13, G to G sharp. That's that minor to major third on the B string. And we're just going to bend that step. So we're kind of going to that D note. Again, minor pentatonic there. So you got it so far. Then when you let it down, 14, 12, go back to that hammer, 12, 13 on the G. Now, straight descending down the blues scale, 14, 12 on the D, and then 14, 13, 12, 11 on the A. Depending on the chord, you can even stop on that 11th fret on that A flat note. Or you can resolve it back to the E. Here it is slow. And a lot of times the note choice comes from what chords you're playing over or what chords you're going to, and you want to target certain notes that you want to land on, right? And if you listen to his playing, he does that a lot. Or he'll play a major lick over the first chord and he'll change it to minor or vice versa. And he's targeting certain, strong tones over certain chords. A lick where you want to do that is, let's say, when you get to the 5 chord, which is that B9, let's target the B note on the G string on the 4th fret. So we're going to play a lick. Okay, so that lick is similar, I'm in that BB box, / sliding to the 6th fret G, 5th fret B. So that bend technique is I'm bending up, killing the note, and then I'm playing it just an unbent note, all at that 7th fret. Right? So you got to kind of bend, kill, let it down, but you don't, because it's killed, you don't hear the coming down of the note. So you get that kind of sound. If I do it slow, and then notice, it sounds very different now because we've been resolving everything on that E note, right? This time we're resolving on that B note, which works great over that B9 chord, right? So that lick. And then I got to show you one BB kind of lick he uses for a turnaround a lot, just because you should really have this in your vocabulary. And staying in the key of E, this is the lick. All right, so what we're doing is we're playing 4th and 2nd frets on the high E, 5th and 2nd on the B. Sometimes sounds good slow, sometimes fast. And then we do this chromatic run on the G string. He does 4, 3, 2, 1. Get that G sharp, right? And then I like sliding to the root note. So you get this. Right? Now, if you're going to play that over the turnaround, a lot of times you have to think about the chord that's the turnaround. For instance, in this jam is B, right? E, A, and B. So you would play that, but just play it in the key of B. So just move it up to where your pinky hits that root note. So 12th fret B string, and the lick is same exact lick, I'm just moving it up. So play it over the E, see how you like it, but a lot of times he'll use that as like a turnaround lick. So think of 5 chord. And the gear I'm using in this lesson, I just kind of wanted to get in the ballpark of that BB King sound. I'm using a 1996 Gibson Les Paul. This is the limited edition. I basically have this run straight into the front of a Fender 212 DeVille amplifier. And the only effect I have, you want some reverb on there. So that's amp reverb. I have no effects in this at all. And there's a little bit of amp distortion. I have a little bit of the gain turned up. Not much at all. Just put a little bit, just a little hair on it. Basically clean, but you get the... See? You want that little bit of hair. So if you want to take a deep dive into the playing style of BB King, I have a killer BB King inspired lessons course. It's an awesome way where we go deep into all the concepts behind his playing, the devices, the techniques, the nuances, tons of licks in the style, his favorite scales, how to employ them, and how to make them your own, right? And how to get inspired by the King of the Blues. Over 4 hours of detailed video lessons, all the licks played at slow and regular speed and tabbed out on screen, has coinciding jam tracks as well as a detailed ebook. It's a killer course. I'll put links to it below in the YouTube description box. So be sure to click on that, watch the video preview, and let me know if you have any questions. Hope you enjoyed that lesson. These licks are a lot of fun. Be sure to make them your own. Put your own spin on them. Certainly learn them, but then do your own thing with them, right? Practice them in different keys. Practice them over jam tracks. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That really helps us to keep bringing the content. Then you'll be notified when we have new lessons posted. And click on that link in the YouTube description box. I'll send you a killer free video lesson on easy ways that you could dress up your soloing paired with my blues rock lead guitar ebook. Stay tuned. I got tons more killer lessons and content coming. And remember, your guitar playing is an evolution. Take care and see you in the next lesson.